Um, the, there are teams. There are a lot of teams that probably do need to maximize playoffs. Do need to do some experimentation in the regular season. The question is, can they afford to?
Yeah.
Like, can Dallas afford to try stuff to figure stuff out, or are they just going to be on the edge? Sacramento, we saw the Lakers almost screwed around and found out last year before making some trades and finding something. So that's a really interesting dynamic in that there will probably be a team or three that kind of knows that the way that they can grind out regular season wins isn't really going to work in the playoffs, but they make the decision, well, we'll get there and then maybe we'll figure something out, but let's just make sure we get there first.
And that's an important thing. Like, they have to make sure they get there, right? Like, you can afford to tick off a few games if you're confident you're going to make the playoffs. But it's also like, well, when you get there, what are you going to do? And that's the hardest thing. And then that's what makes the West so insane this year. Like, honestly, the two worst teams in the West are going to be the teams that are tanking, right? San Antonio, they're not going to be good, and Portland. And I think that's really where we're at with that. It's 13 teams. Houston's going to be better. We don't know what New Orleans is going to be health wise. Like across the board, when we look at all of these teams, we're just like, damn, man, like the play-in tournament, the race to the play-in tournament is going to be absurd in the West.
Utah's probably going to be better this year.
Utah's
right?
going to be better.
I mean, there were rumors Utah was in on Jrue Holiday, so Utah they think they're ready to take a step forward, because that's not a player you try to acquire if you're not.
I mean, they have $1 billion draft picks in the future. They've got some good players on the roster already. I think Utah could be in the mix for the play-in, and maybe they're a buyer, in the season.
Who are the sellers going to be, though? The sellers are all going to be in the East.
That's a whole other question.
The Eastern Conference is a whole train wreck.